Hey friend, welcome. Pull up a chair, get comfortable, and let's have a real talk. I'm not here to sell you anything or promise overnight riches. I just want to sit with you for a while and explore something that quietly affects millions of us every single day. Why most people never reach financial freedom, and exactly how you can break that cycle starting right now. Picture this for a second. You wake up one morning, look at your bank account, and realize the number hasn't changed much in years, even though you've worked hard, taken promotions, and done everything right. Bills get paid, sure. Maybe there's a little left over for weekends. But that deep, quiet dream, the one where money isn't a constant background worry, where you could say yes to a family trip without checking the budget first, or step away from a job that drains you, that dream feels farther away than ever. You're not alone. Recent surveys show that only about 1 in 10 people feel they've truly achieved financial freedom on their own terms. Even more sobering, nearly a third of adults believe they'll never feel completely secure. The crazy part? It's not usually because people are lazy or irresponsible. It's because they're caught in a cycle that feels normal, almost invisible, until one day it isn't. Today I'm going to walk you through that cycle step by step, using real-life stories you'll recognize, clear contrasts that make the difference obvious, and simple, deliberate choices that actually work. No extreme sacrifice, no complicated jargon. Just calm, practical steps that give you more options, less stress, and genuine peace of mind. Let me introduce you to two people who started in almost exactly the same place. Meet Alex and Jordan. Both 28, both making about $55,000 a year, both living in similar apartments in the same city. Same education, same circle of friends. 5 years later, their lives look completely different, not because one is lucky or inherited money, but because of the small decisions they made every single month. Alex's story feels familiar to most of us. Raises come, and Alex celebrates. New phone on the credit card, nicer car lease, weekend getaways because I deserve it after that tough quarter. Subscriptions pile up. Minimum payments on credit cards become normal. The salary grows to $70,000, but the lifestyle grows right along with it. Emergencies hit, a car repair, a medical bill, and suddenly the safety net is gone. Stress creeps in at night. Weekends are spent worrying about Monday's paycheck. Alex is working harder than ever but feels stuck. Jordan? Jordan made different choices. Not heroic ones, just deliberate ones. When the first raise hit, Jordan automatically sent half of it to a separate savings account before the money even hit the checking balance. The same phone lasted 2 extra years. The car stayed the same. Jordan still enjoyed life, coffee with friends, the occasional trip, but every expense was questioned. Does this add real value or just noise? Over time, Jordan's money started working instead of disappearing. No stress when the fridge broke. No panic when the job market shifted. Jordan now has options. Real options. Which life sounds more peaceful to you? That contrast isn't luck. It's the result of understanding the cycle and choosing to step off it. So let's break it down together, piece by piece, and then I'll show you exactly how to build your own path to freedom. The first trap most people fall into, living in the paycheck to paycheck cycle, even when they earn more. You've probably heard the phrase, living paycheck to paycheck. It's easy to assume that only applies to low earners. But here's the truth. It happens at every income level. I've seen doctors, engineers, and six-figure professionals who still feel broke on the 28th of every month. Why? Because their spending automatically expands to match whatever comes in. Let me tell you about a friend I'll call Sarah. Sarah landed a big promotion at 32. Salary jumped from $65,000 to $95,000 overnight. She was thrilled. First thing she did, upgraded the apartment to a nicer neighborhood, leased a luxury SUV, started eating out 4 nights a week because now I can afford it. 2 years later, she was making more money than ever and had less in savings than before the raise. The new lifestyle felt normal so fast she couldn't remember living any other way. When her company restructured and she lost the job, the panic was immediate. 6 months of severance gone in 3. That's the cycle. The emotional cost is huge. Every unexpected bill feels like a threat. Sleep suffers. Relationships strain when money talks turn into arguments. Freedom? It feels impossible. Here's the contrast with deliberate living. Imagine the same promotion, but you decide in advance. This extra money is my future self's gift. You keep the old apartment a little longer. You keep driving the same reliable car. You still enjoy nice dinners, but only twice a month instead of 4. The difference? That extra $1,500 a month that used to vanish now quietly builds a buffer. Stress melts away because you know you have breathing room. Peace shows up in small moments. Saying yes to a last-minute weekend with family without calculating the damage. The actionable shift is simple. Pay yourself first every single time. Before rent, before groceries, before anything fun, move a percentage, start with 10 to 15%, into a separate account you don't touch for daily life. Make it automatic so you never have to decide in the moment. That one habit alone breaks the invisible chain for most people. It's not deprivation, it's protection. It's giving yourself the option to choose how you spend your future time instead of letting your future time be chosen for you. Next, the silent thief that steals more dreams than anything else. Lifestyle inflation. This one is sneaky because it feels good at first. Income rises, so spending rises. New clothes for the new job. Bigger vacations because we work hard. Upgraded kitchen gadgets because the old ones feel outdated. It's human nature. But it's also the reason so many high earners still feel trapped. Let me paint a vivid picture. Think of Mike, 35 years old, solid corporate job. Every raise or bonus became an excuse to level up life. New grill for the backyard barbecue. Gym membership with a fancy spa. Designer coffee every morning because the office one tastes like regret. Over 10 years his income doubled, but his savings rate stayed exactly the same. He looked successful on Instagram, but inside he was exhausted, wondering why he couldn't get ahead. Now meet Lisa, same age, same industry. When her income doubled, she made one rule. My lifestyle stays the same until my investments can support it. She took every raise and split it. Half to lifestyle upgrades she truly enjoyed, maybe one nice dinner out a month, half straight into long-term growth. 10 years later, Lisa owns her home outright, travels when she wants without guilt, and sleeps soundly knowing her money is working harder than she does. The contrast is striking. Mike feels richer for a weekend and stressed for a decade. Lisa feels steady every single day and genuinely wealthy over time. Here's how you break this cycle without feeling deprived. First, define your enough right now. Write down the life that actually brings you joy, not the one you think you're supposed to want. Then, when extra money arrives, have a pre-decided split. 50% to future freedom, 30% to current joy, 20% to giving or buffer. Automate the freedom portion the same day the raise hits. That way, the money never even tempts you into lifestyle creep. Second, practice the 30-day pause on any purchase over $100 that isn't an emergency. Put it in a cart, wait 30 days. 9 times out of 10 the urge passes and you realize you didn't need it. This tiny pause saves thousands a year without changing your quality of life one bit. It's strategic, not stingy. Remember, true freedom isn't about having the most stuff. It's about having the most choices. Lifestyle inflation quietly removes choices. Deliberate decisions quietly multiply them. The third link in the chain, debt that feels normal. Credit cards, car loans, buy now, pay later. These have become so woven into daily life that we forget they're optional. But every dollar you owe is a dollar that can't grow for you, and every interest payment is money taken straight from your future freedom. Let's make this real with numbers you can feel. Suppose you carry a $5,000 credit card balance at the average 20% interest rate. If you only make minimum payments, usually around 3%, it will take you roughly 11 years to pay it off. And you'll pay almost another $5,000 in interest along the way. That's 10 years of your life and an extra car payment's worth of money gone, just to buy things you probably don't remember owning. I know a couple, let's call them Ben and Rachel, who lived this story. They had $18,000 in combined credit card debt from necessary upgrades after their first child. Minimum payments felt manageable until interest started snowballing. They argued about money constantly. Date night stopped. The stress leaked into every part of their marriage. Then they decided enough was enough. They cut new spending to zero on credit cards, paid them off aggressively using the debt avalanche method, highest interest first, and within 26 months they were debt-free except for their mortgage. The peace that followed was tangible. They laughed more. They planned for the future instead of surviving the present. Contrast that with staying in minimum payment mode. The emotional weight is constant, like carrying an invisible backpack everywhere you go. The practical way out is straightforward. Stop adding new debt today. Cut up the cards if you need to, or at least freeze them in a block of ice in your freezer, literally. Then focus all extra money on the smallest balance first for quick wins, the snowball, or the highest interest first, the avalanche, whichever keeps you motivated. Every extra dollar you throw at debt today is like giving yourself a raise in the future because you'll stop paying interest.